Hi guys, welcome back to our video on the island tour in Taiwan. So this is the second part of the series. So on the first part, we went through how we took the bike, meet some friends, and then go down south via the anti-clockwise route to Tofen. Then we also move on to Taitung, the Sun Moon Lake, and also Wuling. Then we went to enjoy this oyster buffet for just only 200 Taiwanese dollar. So in part 2, we will continue the anti-clockwise route down south. Let's kickstart part 2 of this adventure, where we get to see some capybara in live action. We also witness a miracle that defied the law of gravity, and also a very local fishery port where you witness how freshly catch are being auctioned out. So we were pretty lucky the last night as we didn't book our accommodation in advance. We managed to find this Airbnb in the middle of the night, and the owner is so kind that he went back, dressed up and welcomed us. So after having that breakfast, we went to head off to find an air pump because I have find the bike pretty weird the past few days. We realized that the rear tire is only half inflated. So I reckon that the tire pressure is something you need to check once you got the bike from a rental store, which we neglected. After all said and done, we head off to the most western part of Taiwan, which we found out this place from a Taiwanese YouTuber. They are the northern, eastern, southern part. So we put them into our checklist, so we will visit all of them and take a picture on each spot as a been there, done that kind of souvenir.
为什么有两条线呢？这里走一条，这里又一条。哦，这是。
So along the way to the most western point, you will see a lot of people fishing in this reservoir. You can also see tiny crab crawling across the road. So once we have reached, we found that we are not the only bikers that are here. So the western point is a very peaceful, quiet area. So once we have taken a few photos, chilled there a bit, we decided to move off.
什么东西？
先到
桃园苗栗这样往下走。
We got the chance to interact with this group of elderly riders. They are retirees, so they decided to do a round island tour with their free time. This is not their first time doing it anyway. So they have been there, done that multiple times, and each time they will choose a different route to make the whole experience slightly different. So the route is to start off with the Airbnb, and then we have headed to the most western point of Taiwan to take a picture, and then we will ride through and skip off Tainan, and then we will come all the way to Kaohsiung, we guess, which is a much more vibrant city as compared to Tainan, and then we will further move down south to Kenting. It is a tourist area which is popular for their surfing culture, beaches, sand and sea activity.
So this is Tainan City.
So once you enter back a city, you will find the road a little bit chaotic, busy, people zooming here and there around, a little bit more stressful when riding in the city as compared to the countryside. As we carry on Route 17, once we exit out from the city to the coastal line, you will find really good scenery that we can't resist. We have to stop by and enjoy the view a little before we move on.
对，它这里一条路，说那个待转是去哪里？对啊。正大路地。
那你们从哪边来的？
这个红灯是否这里？哦，桥下桥道要分 right， 所以你要分的话，你被逼在 right side 那个路。
So as the road get more confusing, the Taiwanese rider that we chat with early on noticed that He offers to lead us to Kaohsiung, which requires him to make some detour. We were pretty touched by that offer. It's really nice of him to do so. I would say that this is the kampong spirit, which you don't find in the major city. He's just like the traditional Taiwanese, which are very helpful and very friendly.
绕一直往台17，台17，你们好厉害哦！
So with the help of this friendly Taiwanese rider, we managed to arrive in Kaohsiung in east.
对啊，它可以折来做靠背。
Then immediately we went to find a convenience store to release some water, which we meet this very playful little dog.
See, no box, no boxes. The rear, most of the bike doesn't come with a bank box, so it's a trend here.
After the short toilet break, we carry on our journey to the pier in Kaohsiung City to have our lunch and check out the vicinity. On arrival, we saw this ferry service where you can ride your bike up. I'm not too sure where this ferry is going, but it's pretty interesting and there's a lot of passenger there. After some sightseeing, we decided to go to this Kusan fish market to have our seafood lunch. As this is near a port, definitely there's some seafood available around here. So in this Kusan market, it looks like a pretty big expo hall where they have multiple vendors there that sells Japanese food, seafood, and other dessert and other cuisine. So we chanced upon this sashimi store and also a seafood noodle. The portion is really huge. The food is really decent. And the best part is that it comes with the free salmon miso soup, which was fantastic. When we walked back to where we park our bike, so we realized there's some queue in this store. So FOMO Singaporean again, we went to buy fried yam bun, pretty much like your ham jin bang in Singapore. So nothing really stands out except the fillings. After filling up the stomach, so we went around Kaohsiung City just to check out what's around. We passed through some train tracks and went to the Glory Perth to have a sight of it, and also went to check out the second tallest building in Taiwan, the 85 Sky Tower. Then after all the sightseeing, we will leave the city to Kenting. So you will see this ticket sticking on the back of the scooter. Those are parking tickets, not fine. It's just fee for parking.
So there's two right turns, one there, one here. You want to go to the one there.
As we mentioned, traffic is pretty confusing in the city. There are two right turn lanes that is separated by the divider, so we are at the purple line. We wanted to enter to the red circle lane, which took us a little while to understand how does this divided right turn is being separated. Then you also see transit train passing through on the middle of the road. It's part of the commuting system in Kaohsiung. You also need to pay attention on scooter randomly coming out from the sideway parking, and also the other traffic user that just speed through you from the other lanes. You will also see different speed limit on different lanes, which is kind of hard to understand initially. So once you move out of the city, everything will be easier and more straightforward. You will be entering back to greeneries like this rice plantation, and also some interesting mushroom cloud, just like the nuclear cloud that you see on TVs. So we also start seeing more bikes like a Speed 400 and R90 rather than all scooter all the way. So entering Road 1, you will see beautiful mountain ranges and also pass by this mango village where everyone plants mango here. Pressing forward, you will see the beautiful coastline, seaside. So once we reach just the end of Road 1, we enter Route 26 and carry on down south. And we see this huge sign saying there is a Kenting National Park. We know that we are nearby in Kenting. You also see a lot of go-kart stations here. I guess probably it's far from the city, so you can really rev your heart out here. And there's a lot of land here for karting tracks.
这里吗？啊，看起来不像是。哦，有那个日本木屋那里，是这里吗？不是。那小弟要拍照。
So luckily we came in time. We managed to rush down to this Capybara Park on the way towards Kenting.
哦，斗门呢？哦，里面这么大。这是迷路。
I guess due to too much feed, the deer starts shitting, and when the little girl wants to rush there to feed the deer, she noticed the poo coming out from the deer and... You can see the capybara are pretty free and easy, just slacking around the park, and most of the adult is only attracted to the capybara, and the kids are to any animals. This Capybara Park is very Japanese oriented, so you can see the Japanese theme and vibe around. And they have this Capybara merchandise store, which they sell a lot of plushie and cute stuff. There even be a replica of the Asakusa Shrine in Tokyo in this Capybara theme park. Once you open this gate, there is a separate area where the younger and the smaller animal are being kept, although both of them are in their infant state, but the animal seems to bully the human.
他来偷我的草啊！来呀来呀来呀！好吃呢，对不对？好吃呢。
They also have a Capybara themed cafe near the entrance, so you can buy yourself some refreshment. After having some fun time with the Capybara, we head further down south to Kenting to our Airbnb for the night. So in between, we will pass through a lot of tourist beaches and also the Kenting main city area where there will be a night market there. So once we found the location of our accommodation of night, we noticed that there's this like signature seal rock there. So we decided to check it out and also to enjoy the sunset view along the coast. So once we are done watching the sunset, we head back to grab our scooter and ride it back to the Kenting night market. It's pretty busy. You see a lot of people walking around, mainly tourists, not from Taiwan. In the market, there's a lot of food where you get to enjoy. You also see game stores that you can win some soft toys. And a lot of drinking bars and stands which attract a lot of party goers, male youngsters especially. So just like a regular Taiwan night market, you will see food, you will see games and also some handicraft. The key difference in Chenggong night market is probably all the drinking stalls, where I don't think we've seen them in other places. So after spending quite some time in the night market walking around, exploring, we call it for a night, we head back and took some rest. So after a very good night rest, we continue our journey heading down south to the southern tip of Taiwan Island. On the way down south, you will see some places where you can stop by. They have a great view of the coastal line.
So we are here at the most southern tip of Taiwan. Small walk in, very hot day. There's a lot of butterfly here, everywhere.
Probably it's because of the long weekend. That's why there's a lot of crowd here in this southern tip, which we were quite surprising because this is a place out of nowhere. After grabbing some photo, so we swing up back north by the eastern side of the island. So we saw someone cycling, probably he's doing the island tour on bike. We will also pass by a military weather station and I guess also some farm because we see some horses and cows there. And once you reach the very tip end, you'll be able to see the sea from both sides. They are really stunning and we can't stop ourselves but to stop by and absorb in the scenery for a moment. So we started off from this Capybara park and then we moved down south to Taitung night market, and this morning we went to visit the most southern point of Taiwan. So usually by default the GPS will ask you to reroute back to the same route and take the route 199 via this Chenggong township towards the other coast, but we insisted on taking this coastal route, so we will continue on route 26 on the eastern coast and then turn right and merge into route 200, follow through all the village and the B roads. So after running through a very long and slow pace in the route 200 through the villages, we will resume back to route 26 where you will have a lot of sea view along the way. So the coastal line is really stunning. When you're on route 26, you'll be able to see all the blue oceans and some of the sights are really stunning. Later on, they will depart off from route 26 and then we will enter this route 199A. And then we took the shortcut on the right in between the 199A and 199. The width of the road is really narrow and it doesn't feel like a proper road. It's more like an off-road. So we carry on with the main route 199 and then went through a lot of twisty roads, uphill and downhill. We will be able to merge back to route 9E and take the right and carry on. So in this route 9E, it's very curvy. The road condition is much better. It's pretty much fun if you have a powerful bike. So in between there's a lot of speed check and you have to really be very careful with your riding pace. So roughly after about 2 hours of riding, we stop at the first convenience store we see at the end of road 9E and take a short break. We continue on route 9 and all the way up north. Our aim is to arrive in Taitung for our lunch. So in between this route 9, you will find interesting stuff like this little lovely deer where it holds the 9420. In Chinese means I really love you, and some big trucks on brake, and then the endless route of coastal view along the way non-stop. You pass by some platform which allows you to stop by and really have a great view of the ocean. Then we carry on our route 9 journey and still endless view of the coastal line. Really nice on a sunny day, which the ocean blue is so calm and peaceful when you look at it. We also spotted a very interesting cloud that looks really like a UFO, so not sure whether it's a UFO in disguise. So we finally reached Taitung and we went to this Mee Tai Bak store to have our late lunch before we head to our accommodation. And then we also head to the Taitung Park.
So this is the Taitung landmark.
And and we also hang out the park a little bit before we proceed on to our Airbnb, which is about 50 kilometers up north along the coastal line in a small town.
So all 7-Eleven have a mascot in different regions.
So once we got off from Taitung and we uses the route 11 all the way up, we find this place of interest called the water running upwards. We decided to stop by and check it out.
So this is a slope downwards, pretty obvious. So you can see the water is running upslope.
So we find it a little bit fishy. We threw a leaf to verify the flow, and it seems like flowing upwards. And personally, I'm a non-believer because I don't believe in miracle, and I always believe there's a science behind it.
So it's actually a downslope, but your optic felt that it's an upslope, so created this difference in information or difference in understanding.
So from the water run upwards, we continue on route 11 and then all the way to this Chenggong township where we will be staying for the night. So as usual, once we arrive our Airbnb, we unpack and we went around the township to have a little walk and exploration. This is a little town, pretty peaceful, very low density.
Whoever stays here are Chenggong 人士.
And then we also went to check out the local night market and see what's in store, what's in town.
There's a lot of veggie inside. Chai. It tastes more like a okonomiyaki. So you can see that this is the local language. Very interesting. I think it's the local native language.
So on our way back, we saw a raccoon and then we saw this buffalo field where there's a lot of buffalo here at night.
Well, this instant noodle free to take if you want to cook in this apartment. Coffee machine. This is a common hangout place.
We took the opportunity to wake up for sunrise in the early morning and then we went back to sleep.
So this area is really huge, so they get this whole plot of land here for you to do whatever activity you want. So you can see, so now it's only 8 in the morning, the sun is all the way up. So they also have this RFID thing, like the Malaysian RFID tag. I guess is what the toll.
After some wash up and pack up, we decided to head to the town of success, Chenggong, to hunt for some breakfast and lunch. So we went to this bean curd store to have some refreshing dessert in the morning. From the accommodation owner, we understand that this Gui Tou Dao, which is a saber-head fish, is a local produce or a local breed.
So this is the local produce or the local fish which looks like this. It's called the demon blade fish.
So mainly they sell it in a fish ball or fish paste kind, which is a little bit tough to be honest. It's just harder than the usual fish ball that we eat. They also share with us that there is this local fishery port where the fishermen will bring their daily catch here and do an auction. So we decided to head there and experience firsthand how does a local fish auction looks like.
So the officer in orange checking what's on board. So these are sharks. So see, this is my feet. This is the whole shark. So they have a really big stingray. So this is the local fish. This is the really big. The head here looks like a saber. Okay, so these are sailfish. And this is where they process the fishes into fillet. So these are the fillet. So you can still see the trace of the fishing line. So I guess it's being fished up instead of netting up. So these are dry fish. As you can hear, is I think Indonesia. As you can hear, is their native song. There's even a small mosque beside the inspection center. So we have a chat with the boat owner there. It's a 72-year-old grandpa. So the boat is passed down by his father. So now it's passed down to his son. So he has been doing this for over 50 years. So it's a pretty hard job. They went out for 3 days, and then in order to come down here. So these guys are checking the fish quality. This is the head of a tuna. So these are the yellowfin tunas. So this is the swordfish fin. Swordfish mouth. 200多公斤啊 So they are trying to figure out how to take the big fish out from the truck. The uncle says at least 200 kg. Okay, 这个算大条吗？
这个还不大，
还不大
300多公斤。
，300多公斤，这样不是整个卡车装到了？这样。With the fin, the tail. Okay, so this is the top catch of the day. Everyone wants to take a photo with it. These are tails from the shark, long tail shark, 69-70 kilos. So this is the original, how the shark look like, with a very long tail. This is another breed of shark. Okay, so the beat starts now. So once they successfully beat it, they will put their label there. So once the fish is being beat, and then now they are processing. Once the processing is done, they will move it up to the lorry and send it to wherever the buyer wants it. Okay, so the bid will be moving up or downwards, depends on the buyer interest. Or no one acknowledge the price, the bid will go down. So once someone nod their head or do some like small signal, the bid will go up by $10. So from what we hear here, the fish price started from what 40-ish to 200 per kilo. So fishes like this being beaten will be really cheap. So now the giant tuna is on auction. The tuna is 130,540 for Taiwan dollar. It's about 5.6k for Sing dollar. Not bad for the fish. So these are the smaller size fish auction. These fishes size are for domestic use. I guess about 1 kilo kind. So they have this uncle. So eels. We decided to have our lunch here, just beside the port, and then this fancy restaurant. So we came here because there's aircon. So it tastes like crunchy. Fish roll.
Very windy, very windy. Look at the grass.
So the fish market is pretty interesting, and we also have a very interesting sailfish lunch. And alright guys, thank you for watching this part 2 of the Taiwan island trip series. We will be heading to Hualien on the next video. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.